Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to address this topic that is incredibly important and close to my heart. That is emotional management for anyone who has experienced racism, especially for immigrants as me. I want to share this personal story or experience that my husband and I went through 10 days ago. But before starting this video, I want to emphasize that this story that I'm going to share with you is based on the recollection of the events and my perception of the things and the events that happened. I am making this video to raise awareness and to promote empathy. Awareness of how is racism, awareness of how as immigrants sometimes we feel and what we face as immigrants, and to promote empathy for everybody. So I'm not making any legal claim or any legal accusation about it. I'm just trying to make awareness for you and share this piece of my life, and I hope you can be nice about it. Let's begin.
Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Yeah, I'm called. I am called. I'm called. I'm called. I am called. I am called. I'm listening. You're not listening.
This video that you just watched is just one little part of the video that I record. The video in total is like 4 minutes and something, so of course I'm not gonna put it here, but this is what happened and how the situation ended up. We were at this store, MEC, that is a very popular store here in Vancouver for outdoor things. They are famous for their rock-solid guarantee, lifetime satisfaction guarantee, things like that. Amir has been customer from that store 8 years. Anyway, we were on Father's Day to make a return of a cooler that we got there that was defective. When we get there, the person who attended us was just a nice person, didn't know how to do the procedure or something like that, and told us he has to speak to the manager. When the manager came, the first thing the manager did in the way that she looked at me, it was kind of in a way that you can see she's thinking you are a bad person or someone who is trying to scam the store or scam the person. The way she was kind of smiling and everything, and she just looked at me and told me I'm not returning the item. The cooler was in my husband's membership, so I look at him, he asked why, the manager said it's not in sellable condition, it's not new, and when you are not satisfied with your product, you have to return it in a new condition. From there, I asked practically a paper of the return policy to be able to understand each other, as for what I knew about that store is satisfaction lifetime, even if the item is used or whatever. If something is defective, you can return it. That's what I have understood from that store. So for what she was telling me and for what I understood, I was asking a piece of paper with the return policy, but she denied it. Amir asked for another person, another manager, and she denied us that opportunity. That are things that are our rights and we are entitled as customers. Anyway, the whole story is on Instagram, is on the news, you can go and check it there. Just to make it short, at the end, the manager decided to call security. The security with uniform told us we can stay there in the store as long as we are talking. So we were talking about the loss prevention officer that we have here in Vancouver. That is one of the security persons who are dressed up in normal clothes to get persons who are shoplifting. Started to being very disrespectful with me and with Amir, to me, asking me to shut up just because I was asking him who was him. He was in normal clothes, so I thought he was a customer. I asked him, who are you? And he explained he was security and that I should shut up. Immediately after, I got really scared for the way he talked to me and for the way he stand up to me, and I started to record the video. And what you can see in the video is practically that guy getting on physical violence against my husband, who is with his hands up asking for the police. We were trying to call the police to assure that the situation was handled properly. However, the manager never called the police, even though the loss prevention officer was trying to strangle him. The manager just was trying to, it's a person that you can see in the video, is just trying to hold the shelves and to take the cooler away to help the loss prevention officer to strangle my husband easier or better. Anyway, that's the story. Here, I think we have so many things to say about emotions management. In one hand, I'm really proud of how Amir handled the situation because, I don't know, think about yourself. In the moment that you are in a situation like that, where your rights as customers are broken and someone is getting physical with you and someone is being unrespectful to you, you get angry. And you get at the same time ashamed, and you get upset, and you get sad, and you have many, many emotions on you. But the point that Amir was able to raise up his hands and identify his emotion and decide to act differently and not react fighting or not react defending himself with punching, it was something that makes me feel really proud of him. Anyway, here we are to talk about racism and emotions management. And I want to talk about it because for me, as how I felt about the situation is that the manager was being racist with me and with Amir. I felt this since the very first moment that I stand up there and ask for the return with the manager, because the manager said that we were making up the problem. The manager said that, she didn't give me the paper that I was asking for, and she didn't give us the opportunity to talk to the manager, and many things were off that you usually give to any other customer. So my question here, and our questions, Amir question and my question is, why this person decide that we were bad person since the very first moment she saw us? She didn't even saw the cooler. She just came and said, I'm not returning it. So for me, this was an act of someone who is having a personal problem with me, but a person that I also have never ever seen in my life before. So whoever have experienced racism in his life, you can see it. You don't need someone to come and tell you, hey, Andrea, you know what? Mexicans or Iranians or these are bad. You can see it for the way they treat you. And for me, this was the situation. And this led me thinking and to have many emotions that I want to share with you how I have been managing. And as I say, I just want to raise awareness about it. As immigrants, we face many, many challenges. Language, change of culture, weather, and many other things. Making new friends, adapting to your new lifestyle and to your new life practically. And some of these challenges that we experience are compounded by the heartbreaking experience of racism, especially when you are facing this situation and you don't have any tangible proof of it. You don't have any proof or any support to prove your claim. And when you are through an experience like this, there is many emotions that arise after these situations and during these situations. First of all, it's important to acknowledge that your emotions are valid regardless of if you have proof of what happened or you don't have proof. Any emotion that you have is valid. And just because you cannot show physical proof or a tangible proof of what happened to you, it doesn't mean that your pain isn't real. Our emotions matter, and that's why it's really important to find ways to navigate that emotions and to process them. The first step managing our emotions is self-reflection. That is practically to be able to understand and identify the emotions that you are feeling. Are you angry? Are you upset? Are you sad? Are you frustrated? What are you feeling? Recognizing our emotions help us to understand ourselves better and address that emotions in a constructive manner. Now let's explore some of the effective strategies that help you with that emotional management. One of the most powerful tools that it really can help is to find a supportive community. Maybe finding immigrants like you or person who has faced racism as you have, it's going to help you to hear their stories and feel that you are not alone. Connecting with other immigrants or persons that have faced situations similar like yours, it helps you to feel that empathy from others, and understanding their journeys is incredibly healing for you. So you're gonna feel like someone is having empathy for you, you're gonna feel empathy for someone else, and at the same time you are gonna heal while you are feeling that you are not alone. The second strategy is breathing exercises and meditation. When you are having all these emotions where you feel overwhelmed, when you are feeling frustrated, doing these breathing exercises or meditation help you to ground yourself and have this clarity and calmness that you need when you are feeling overwhelmed. The third strategy is doing things that brings you joy. It can be your hobbies, it can be things that make you happy at that moment. This is an essential aspect of emotional management. Whether you are spending time in nature, pursuing a hobby that you have already, or anything that brings you joy, is gonna really help you to release all these emotions and to change from that overwhelming and uncomfortable feelings to the ones that are pleasant. Practically, this is gonna help you to uplift your spirit and make it part of your regular life. In my case, what I have done and that I always recommend, because as you know, I love it with all my heart, is biking on the nature. So it's a hobby that I have, but at the same time, it's spending time on the nature. And finally, let's focus on the empowerment. This is the last but not the least. And while we might not have physical proof or a tangible proof of what happened to us, that doesn't make our stories less valid. It doesn't diminish the validity of our stories. Speak up about your encounters with racism. Even if it's indirect or direct racism, it doesn't matter. Sharing our stories and making awareness about this situation help us to take the control and to feel empowered. Our voices matter, and by sharing our stories, we contribute to create larger dialogues, more people talking that strives to equality and justice. That's why I'm speaking up. I'm trying to get this empowerment because in my personal experience, it's really horrible that me as an immigrant, I'm facing all this challenging of missing my family, missing my friends, missing my dog, missing my culture, the weather, everything, every single day, and making a choice every single day of staying here. That sometimes, yeah, it's easy, but sometimes it's really, really hard. So when someone comes and makes you feel that you don't belong here, or makes you feel like you don't have the same rights that someone else, it really gives you a hard time. And by sharing my point of view and by sharing these strategies that I have with you is my way to speak out and to get my empowerment back. Remember above all that managing these emotions of someone who has encountered racism, it might be challenging, but we are resilient. Together, we can support one another, uplift our spirits doing things together, sharing this empathy, sharing our stories, and create a better future. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you find this information helpful, if you know someone who has been through a situation like that, please share this episode, give a like, subscribe. And I'm gonna let here in the description my email. I would love to hear your story of racism or any moment that someone has breaking up your rights. So I will be reading you in all these days. Here is my email, so I hope you can share your story with me. I'm pretty sure together we can help each other, and together we can create this beautiful and amazing future. Remember that you have a community that stands with you here. And by sharing these stories of yours, it's gonna help you to create empathy, awareness, and to help more people to not feel alone. Because that's really important. You are not alone.